Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another international StarCraft replay, this time for you guys, as we have a great engagement here on blockchain. So let me just start once again by introducing the players to you guys, as we have spawning here in the upper right in the teal. It is Terran. I believe he's from South America, from Peru, but I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty confident. I think I wrote something about him that he's indeed from Peru. And his opponent spawning here in the lower left in the white, it is EONZERG. Sadly, I don't have any information here about EONZERG. Maybe if you guys know who this player is. Also very skilled players. Look at that, he has a very high APM. The same can be said here by Terror. So yeah, both of them spawning here on blockchain, a 4 spawning location map. And we have a Zerg versus a Terran, so no more Protosses versus Terrans here on this channel. And let's just see what both of them have prepared for us, as Terror is quite moving early out here with his SCV and placing here the supply depot. Should be a supply depot, yes indeed. So he is pretty much preparing here a wall in just to have that defense set up here for his expansion. So this might be a follow-up into a fast expansion built here for Terror. In the meantime, the Zerg just producing some drones. This should be a second overlord. And yeah, no spawning pool here, no rush into a spawning pool. So yeah, given the fact that it is a 4 spawning location map, we might see him go straight into a fast expansion. But yeah, right now it's just droning up more and more. However, you can see the mineral count is heading now straight into a position for that fast expansion. So overload into fast expansion, into drones, and now also starting here his scouting. Same can be said here for Terror. Both players at the 1 minute and 40 second mark. Really early scouts here. Nicely done. And he's actually going diagonal here for EONZERG, and luckily here for him is going to find the position here from the Terror. The Terror should already have some defenses just in case if there are some Zerglings coming in. So there's the follow-up. A pretty standard open up here for the Zerg spawning pool into extractor. There is his second expansion, and he might even hurt this one SCV. Let's just see what exactly is going to happen. Both drones and the SCV are hurting each other, and the drone seems to have a smaller advantage here, but hold on, the SCV is coming back. Nice micro early on here by these both players, but remember there is yet another SCV coming, so this SCV could have been here repaired, but we have that wall in, and you guys know that Terrans can just uplift their barracks and downlift them and just reposition it. A really nice defensive gameplay here by Terror, and there is his expansion. Yeah, Terror with 60 workers versus the 13 here from the Zerg. Soon we might see also the upgrade here for those Zerglings. You can also see the production tab here in the upper left part, just in case if I'm missing something. So the pretty standard open up here for both of them. Terror playing very nicely, very defensively here. Blockchain of course allowing here to block the entrance to prepare your defenses as a Terran. And yeah, let's just have a look at the Zerg as he's going into a tier 2, very early tier 2. I believe it was around the 3 minute mark, even earlier. So we might see some transition into Lurkers, we might see some transition into Mutalisk, as the SCV is of course scouting this out for Terror. So Terror already knowing here what the plans from the Zerg are. There are no Zerglings, not that many Zerglings actually, only 2 of them. So Terror knows that there won't be any harassment coming here towards him. And there's a nice early sunken being prepared here for the Zerg, so playing really safe. Just in case the Terran decides to move out with some Marines, he will have those defenses up. So yeah, Terror sees only 2 Zerglings. Like I told you, he knows that there won't be any aggression coming here towards his way. So pretty soon he has to prepare, of course, those defenses. It's looking very likely like a Mutalisk gameplay or a Lurker gameplay. We have a sunken here. So yeah, this sunken is of course not only defensively prepared, but he also wanted here to kill this one SCV. Notice that he's not placing any buildings here into his main. He's trying to kill that SCV, and he might place his... Let's have a look. Yes, so that was the idea here for EONZERG. Very nice gameplay here by him, placing that sunken here just to kill that SCV, not to allow him to see here that building. And now the Terran has of course to be guessing what is coming towards his way. It could be Hydralisk Den, but it also could be Spire. So yeah, be his factory or perhaps another expansion. No, he's actually going for mass bio here. So interesting enough, Terror preparing here his bio, and he also finishes here his scan really soon. So he might scan here this location, he might scan the main, but by the looks of it, it would be, of course, much wiser to scan here this location really soon. So yeah, there it is. And yeah, he sees now the spire, so he knows that Mutalisks are coming towards his way. Some marines are out, more and more barracks are being produced. Engineering bay is of course up as well, and we also see some lone Zerglings here coming out. Spire is about to finish. We have yet another hatchery, so there it is, yet another hatchery, and 6 Mutalisks are being prepared for us. So yeah, we also have the upgrades here for those marines. Medics are being produced, 2 turrets here. So yeah, Terra pretty much having a nice timing here just to prepare his defenses. He knows, of course, it is going to be Mutalisk, so the production buildings have to be defended. This mineral line also has to be defended, so he might just add some more turrets in here. And more turrets are being produced here. So yeah, a pretty nice job here by him. Let's have a look when exactly those Mutalisks are coming out. Currently just 3 of them, but there's that backup. So 6 Mutalisks here for EONZERG. Let's see if he's going to make something happen with them. 2 Zerglings here just in case some units are going to move out. And let's have a look where exactly EONZERG is going to attack. There is a bunker here out. Nice triple turrets here. Great defense here for the Terran. 2 turrets in here. More and more are being produced. So the defenses look really nicely here for Terra. Doing such a nice job fending off here this attack. Let's have a look what Eon is going to try here. Yeah, he's going to try to bust through, but no chances against all of those turrets, and those marines are being stimmed up, and the medics are also dealing some great healing. So yeah, he just tries to reposition here, but there's once again 3 turrets, even the 4th is being produced. So those Mutalisks will have a really hard time to bust here through. Might try to snipe 1 or 2, the SCV is already repairing it. But yeah, really hard game here for those Mutalisks. And now he's just trying to snipe here this simulator. Perhaps he's going to try to bust through with some Zerglings. He might try to just fly here over and go into this position, but then the marines would come here through. So this could be a good idea here for him. He will of course take some damage, but teaming up marines now of course are going to defend this off. But this location would be really nice. However, there is also the high ground here for the Terran. So a really hard game. Now finally the micro is looking really good here by EONZERG. Going to snipe some marines. It's going to of course take some damage. Still a healthy count here from Mutalisk as he's once again pushing here through. And yeah, remember those Mutalisk are also nicely healing their HP here. Yeah, well, pretty good defense here, but remember the Zerg has that expansion going up. Yeah, now he's going for the Queen's Nest. Let's have a look. He's going for tier 3. No, he's also having here a Idler's Den, so he might go for those Lurkers. More and more marines are being sniped. Even the barracks is taking quite some damage, so Terra has to uplift it and repair it. So pretty good abusement here by the Zerg against his opponent. And yeah, more and more marines are being produced, more and more barracks are being added. Some damage is being done here. Let's have a look at the marines with their upgrades. 1 weapons upgrade it is. And yeah, pretty good held off attack here by Terror against his opponent. Of course, EONZERG just tries to snipe perhaps 1 supply depot or 2, but there's such a huge amount here of marines. Once again, the Mutalisks will try to sneak here through to snipe perhaps 1 marine or 2, but they also take damage. So great defense here, and yeah, more and more damage is being done. But remember, those Mutalisks are also taking damage, so yeah, it looks like a transition straight into mass Hydralisk here for the Zerg. So Mutalisks didn't quite work out. They did a pretty good job. Did perhaps snipe some marines, some SCVs have been sniped, 1 turret has almost been killed. Just trying to kite them now back and forth just to deal as much damage towards those marines, but he's also going to lose some. So yeah, we are looking into a straight transition into those Lurkers. So in they come, those turrets. No, it's just a bunker, I believe. Yes, a bunker, but there is no turret here, so those Lurkers will very likely do some great splash damage here. EONZERG tries to lure those units out of their main, and at the same time he's going to try to perhaps bust here through. Let's have a look at his plan, and there's that bunker for Terror. Very defensive gameplay here by him. So overall it's going to of course secure this position here, and more is being put here for EONZERG. But yeah, he might need yet another expansion. And yeah, Terror really playing very nicely defensively, as he might even try to move out. 1 Mutalisk has been sniped. even the lurkers are being retreated. And at the 10-minute mark, like many Terrans, they really like to add one supply depot just in case there are some lurkers. Some Terrans even add some siege tanks. Yeah, there is that one factory, and he's even producing more and more science vessels here with that irradiance. So irradiance is going to be here the counter for Terror. He will of course see those lurkers. He might just irradiate them straight, taking quite some damage. Yeah, so the perfect counter would be of course those science vessels, but there's just so many lurkers here for EONZERG, and he needs to be careful against those mutalisks as well. And yeah, really nice gameplay here by the Zerg, once again sniping some marines but also taking some damage. And yeah, as soon as more and more science vessels will be added here by the Terran, he will be of course able to kill some of those lurkers really nicely and really fast. Healthy worker count here for Terror, 57 versus the 36 by the Zerg. And yeah, more and more is being added here by him, more and more is being produced, more and more science vessels, even more and more barracks here for the Terran, as he's now moving out here, trying perhaps to scout for a location. The science vessel is pretty much in front already, taking quite some damage. Even might snipe this one science vessels, and yeah, good damage here, but there's yet another science vessel up, and those mutalisks are also much hurt. So Terran doing some pretty good job hurting all of those mutalisks. I believe those mutalisks will be suicided now by the looks of it. And yeah, so much damage is being taken. Lurkers are also falling, and a nice siege here going on, but a nice micro here by Terror, just out moving those lurker shots, those lurker spines. Needs to be careful not to take so much splash damage. And hold on, he's being surrounded, so sadly here for Terror, he's pretty much being cornered here, so he has to somehow micro his units out of danger. Great move here by the Zerg, surrounding all of those units. And yeah, Terror also moving out here with a marine troop in the upper part, but no, now he decides to move back, as he's also perhaps going to try to surround those units. But hold on, we have a nice strong push here by the Zerg with mass lurkers, so much splash damage here. And hold on, we have also have a battlecruiser here, so battlecruiser it is going to be here for Terror, 2 of them. So battlecruiser operational here for Terror. Very rare sight to be seen by a Terran to go for battlecruisers, as we also have those I don't know what Zerg Defiler it is. So yeah, Zerg Defiler versus those marine Terrans, as the Terran is spreading here his units in the middle of the map. And yeah, more and more is being poured in, but Terror might go into mass amounts of battlecruiser here. Really strong unit, of course, with that Yamamoto gun, really strong against those Zerg lurkers and so on. These marines need to be of course microed out of danger. The battlecruiser are still moving here out on the map, and yeah, science vessels once again are going to try to irradiate as much as possible here. And yeah, hold on, we actually have a really strong push here by the Zerg. The battlecruisers are trying to make it here through to this expansion point. There are some hydras here to protect it, but the real damage is of course happening here in the middle of the map at the expansion point here from the Terran. So yeah, so many lurkers, so many hydras. And hold on, we see those battlecruisers coming here through, but like I told you, there are some hydras. Still, those battlecruisers dealing quite some good amount of damage. One is being targeted really low, so he needs to be microed back perhaps, or healed by SAV. No, sadly here for him, he's going to lose this one battlecruiser. The second one also taking quite some damage, so given the fact that they're really slow, he's just going to leave them there. And once again, we have the push here by the Zerg, and fire bats has been added here by Terror. And yeah, now the siege is being continued here. Let's have a look. Is he going into mass battlecruisers? Is he going to continue with those marines? And yeah, by the looks of it, he's just staying here with those bunkers and taking so much damage here as he's going into more and more marines. But that attack is really strong here by the Zerg against him. So yeah, Terror in some little bit of trouble here, as even this Lurker is going to walk here through and perhaps bury himself just to deal more and more damage. And yeah, let's have a look how Terror is going to fend this great attack off by his opponent. So much damage has been dealt, as those Lurkers will once again try to push here forward, dealing more and more damage here against his opponent. And the Marines just keep on walking here. Interesting enough, Terror is at 2k minerals and 1k gas, so I hope this is not a corrupted file here by them. So yeah, let's have a look. No, it's not corrupted, as more and more being produced, but hold on, we do have some SCVs on idle here, so it might be a corrupted file. Let's have a look how this game is going to continue here, as more and more is being sent out here by EONZERG. EONZERG looking really healthy with his minerals, or perhaps Terror just saving here for something else. Perhaps he's saving for some more battle cruisers. But no, by the looks of it, he's just saving here to defend here his expansions. More and more is should be actually be produced here, but he's taking quite some damage. In come the Hydros now, but the Marines are steaming up with those medics, and this should be cleared here for Terror. And look at that, all of a sudden his mineral count has dropped to 1000. So perhaps he was just on a mini break, perhaps he just went to the bathroom really quick. It could happen, of course. Still, some of his SCVs are on idle, but he keeps on producing. Yeah, interesting enough, yeah, now he's finally back. Yeah, maybe he just went to the bathroom really quick, and now he's just back here with his Marines, with his medics, and his science vessels. Looks like it's going to be mass science vessels here for him, or he's going to add, no, he's actually adding some battle cruisers, but still it's a 2-base Terran versus a 4-base. Zerg is actually scanning here this position, and yeah, the Zerg doing a really nice job here with those Hydras. Those battle cruisers sadly didn't work out here for Terror, as once again the siege is going to be continuing here. Terror needs to be careful with those Marines against all of those Hydras and Lurkers, as the SCVs are coming out to repair those science vessels. Soon Irradiance will be used, and there's so much splash damage with that Irradiance, but at the same time the Zerg has so many units, and yeah, those Marines might go into that bunker just to fend off this attack. So yeah, nice abusement here by those science vessels, just dealing good splash damage with that Irradiance. And yeah, once again, there is Terran is holding off this attack, but we have once again a Defiler here with the Dark Swarm, and once again 2 battle cruisers here for Terror. So Terror deciding once again to go for those battle cruisers. Let's see, is he going to defend? Science vessels taking quite some damage. Marines are fending off this attack, and yeah, more and more is being sent here by the Zerg towards the main from the Terran. So much splash damage is being taken sadly here by those Marines and those battle cruisers. Where are they going? That looks like, yes, indeed, he's heading straight towards that expansion point. So really interesting strategy here by the Terran, as yeah, more and more is being poured here through by the Zerg towards the expansion point here from the Terran. So many Lurkers. There's not that much energy here on those science vessels, but still those Lurkers have been cleared, and now more and more is being added actually here by the Zerg. So yeah, really hard gameplay here for the Terran, as his battle cruisers finally arrive here, and they're going to be able to snipe so many drones against the Zerg. But hold on, once again, a nice push here by the Zerg, but the high ground is here for the Terran, so he's going to be able to hold this attack. Great Irradiance once again, and great push here. Great defense actually here by the Terran against all of those Zerg units. So really good hold here by Terran, as he's able to hold this attack back, push it back. Some Hydras do make it out here alive, but they will be in the end sniped. But hold on, we actually have a Lurker here as well, and those battle cruisers did a nice job, but some Scourge are now being added, and those Scourge will deal so much damage towards those battle cruisers. But in the end, look at that, EONZERG is actually dropping to 19 workers against the 42 here from the Terran. The Terran also has expanded here, is sending some of his forces. Now in come those Hydras, and not that many Marines here to defend. So yeah, Terror is also going to take quite some economic damage. And look at that, we also have some Hydras pouring in, but it's just so many Scourges now actually being added, so he might just push this battle cruiser back. And look at that, even Scourges here into this position. So really nice gameplay here by the Zerg, and let's just have a look at those Scourges just going to melt those battle cruisers here. So really nice job by the Zerg, and more Scourges here, of course, to fend off this attack. At the same time, we see the siege going on here against Terror. The Terror in serious trouble. There's so many Hydras here. He has the high ground, but his expansion is dropping so low, so even SCVs have to be pulled now to fend off this attack. Some Lurkers are being produced here, and luckily here for Terror, he also has this nice expansion here, mining from 2 locations. And let's have a look for how long is he going to be able to hold, as yet another push is being prepared here by the Zerg. Yeah, we have a science vessels, but he might get sniped here by those Scourges. And yeah, there is that bunker, but so many lurkers. In the end, he holds off the attack. There's even a drone here, interesting enough, here by EONZERG. I don't know what this drone was doing there. But yeah, the siege keeps continuing on as those lurkers are also here. So yeah, this expansion has been sniped by Terror. He still has this one up, but sadly for him, one lurker is being able to finish so many SCVs here. So yeah, Terror has to reposition somehow. He's now going to scan. He's going to be able to kill this one lurker. So much splash damage is being taken here by him, sadly, and yeah, he has to retreat. This is a great show to us what one lurker can do against so much splash damage against those SCVs. Really nice job here by EONZERG. Once again a scan, but those marines have to be microed out of danger. And in the end here they're going to be clear this off, but so much economic damage once again is being taken. And yeah, those lurkers once again not going to allow any push out here by the Terran. As we see another strong push with so many high risk here for the Zerg. He even has some overlords here and many more overlords. But yeah, this will be the only hope here for Terror, as he's sending more and more SCVs into this location. He even has yet another expansion here. This base has pretty much been mined out. Some irradiants do go out. He's going to be able to snipe some of those lurkers, but you know, really a strong push with mass hydros and some lurkers once again. So it's 6 lurkers now. And let's have a look, it's just one bunker with some marines. As those hydros will be able to snap some of those marines, splash damage here against all of those Terran units. And yeah, by the looks of it, this seems to be like the GG, of course. Yeah, in the end, the Zerg just proving to be much way too strong against Terror. Terror, very strong and skilled player from South America, but EONZERG, like I told you, I don't really know who this player is playing. You're really nice here, fending off those attacks with scourges, with mass hydros and then lurkers. This Mutilisk abusement was also really nice. So yeah, very interesting international gameplay. Let's just check those stats really quick in case you guys are once again interested. Nice APM by both players. So yeah, like I told you, a recent replay from 2020 it is here in between those players. And yeah, it's always nice to see battlecruisers, very rare sight. So yeah, battlecruiser operation here for Terror, sadly not working out. But yeah, still a very nice addition here by him once again. I hope you guys enjoyed this replay as much as I did. We'll be seeing, of course, in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.